Hello! In this video, I'm going to show you how to work with images inside of Canva. We've been asked to make an Instagram post. It's about a reopening advertising campaign they're doing. I'll show you how to find images, find free ones, find paid ones. How much are the paid ones? Am I allowed to use the free ones commercially? I'll show you how to filter them and replace them. And then we'll add a little bit of text. Nothing fancy, but all good designs start with great photos, so let's jump in. All right, let's get started by creating our Instagram square post any which way you can. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in an image. So design kind of general overview of things, templates and styles, we'll get into those. Most of your work though is done in this Elements tab. Okay, this Elements tab has things like shapes and graphics and images and loads of different stuff. They kind of squish them all into elements. Okay, so we're gonna break down those parts as we go through. So we're gonna start with, if you scroll down, so click on Elements. Okay, you wanna find the one that says Photos. Okay, and we're going to go see all. And kind of just like, all right, gets us into photos. Now, in terms of the photos, you're allowed to use these commercially. Okay, they've gone through and checked them for you, or they've come from places, even though they might be free, they do have the licensing to use them. Canva has filtered them so that, you know, you're not getting ones that you're gonna get in trouble for. If you really wanna check, okay, let's first of all, I'm gonna type up the top here in search. I'm gonna go camping, okay, because that's kind of my company. You type in yours, and let's find an image. I'm gonna find this one here. I'm gonna go to the little dots, and if you go to here, okay, the little eyeball, it says licensing made simple, what's allowed, and it kind of tells you what's allowed, what's not. And in my case, for my company, I'm allowed to use it for, commercial uses. That's perfect. The things I can't use it for, I can't group these images and try and resell them. I can't use them in something that I want to also trademark. So that's not what I want to do. I want to create marketing material, all commercially viable, good for school. Okay, so that's one way to check. The other thing you need to check for images is this pro versus not pro. Okay, so when you've got the free account, okay, you can use these images, but you pay for them. Let me switch to I've got a free account. You wait there. All right, so this is my other account. Weirdly, it's using the old layout. So things change all the time. You can still get by. Can you see it's quite different? It's dark, okay, but elements are still there. It works the same sort of way. So again, elements, if I go down to photos and go see all, because I'm using the free account and I type in camping, the difference is that in the paid version, I can use all these, whereas the free version, I need to stick to the ones that don't have the crown on it. Okay, so I can add these, no problem. The ones that do have the crowns on them, so I do want to use this one here. Oh, got to drag it on the page. I can use it, but you can see it has a watermark. Okay, so I can't really use it. I could use it to go to the client and say, hey, I'm thinking about using this image. And they'll say, okay, I really like that one image. Get rid of the watermark. You can see I can remove watermark and it's going to give me a price to do it. They want me to sign up for premium. Okay, the pro version. It might be the reason to go over, but you can also often purchase it, in this case for €1. Okay, so check how much it costs before you go and pitch it to the client, but know that you can use these pro features if you want to pay for them. Now, the other weird thing is the filtering. So if I'm in the free account, I go to filtering. Currently, these are my filters. But if I switch back to my pro one, I'm going to click my fingers. You ready? All right, I'm back in my account that I paid for. I got two of them running. Watch this, I'm going to filters here and I can filter by free and pro. They took it away from the free version, which is sneaky. But that's the way it is. Okay, so now I can go through and filter by free and pro, only if I'm on the pro version. It would be really handy to do it in the free version, right? That's part of the hassle of being on the free version is you got to kind of like scroll, find a really good one. It's a pro version. All right, that's a free one. Now, everyone's got their own budgets, so sometimes you have to do free and that's just the way it is. But I also respect that these photographers, okay, they're always better. The good ones, the pro ones are always nicer. I don't mind paying for them. I'm looking for clients that can pay for them. Up to you. Everyone's different. Okay, regardless of free or paid, these filters are useful. I want quite a dark background because I want to then put text over the top of it. So we'll go through some of these basic filtering. I want to pick a color. I like picking these dark ones. Okay, and then to close it down, weirdly, you click on that again. That's a bit strange, okay? But you can see it's picked dark camping ones. There's a lot more, obviously, dark camping ones because it's camping. But let's say that I'm doing camping and my brand could really use to match other things on the page, kind of an orange one. Okay, so I can close that down again and look at that. It cuts camping down to orange flavored tints. Okay, so that's useful. I use the dark one quite often. You can see through here, okay, square, vertical, horizontal, depending on the format. Ours is square, but we can cut it to a square, so I'm not too worried about that. You can get very specific on the color that you want. Okay, you can click on this one and say, I really need this shade of blue here. You drag the slider along, apply it, and it's going to give me images that kind of fit that. Okay, it's quite specific. It's done a pretty good job. Okay, actually, no, it hasn't. There's not a lot of campsites or camping that has that color in it. So I'm gonna go back to my dark one. So you type in yours. If you're a tattoo studio or a garden center, type in that along the top there. Okay, find one that you like, either free or pro. I'm going to use, quite like this one. You can either click and drag it out. That's what I tend to do, or you can just click it once and it appears on the page. We won't go through all the image features here. We'll go through the basics. You can flip it. Okay, I'm going to flip it horizontal. Rotating it's done down here. Can you see the little double arrow here? Click and rotate it. If you have something you like and you want to replace it, okay, what you can do is you can over here find something else, click, hold, and just drag it over the top of the image and it will switch it out. I'm going to hit undo to go backwards because I liked my original one. The undo key is this big button up here. You'll see though, that's one of the shortcuts that you use the most. Command Z on a Mac or Control Z on a PC. You can go forward and back, forward and back. Okay, I use the undo all the time. A couple of things before we go. Images, you can actually right click it and say set as the background image, and it kind of just squishes it into the background. And it will do that sometimes on its own. I can't make it do it when I want it, but sometimes it does it. And what you can do is you can right click it and say detach from the background. So right clicks plays a pretty important part in Canva. You can right click a lot of things and it gives you all the options you need. One of the other things I want to introduce here, slow down Dan, all right, is this. If I select on this, you'll notice you have this. It's contextual taskbar. Okay, what it means is if I have an image selected, it gives me imagey stuff like the transparency of the image. Do I want to flip it? Do I want to crop it? Do I want a border around the outside of it? Okay, border. Let's go nice big thick border. So that will change. If I've got text selected, it'll give me text things. The one thing that I find quite useful though is see this little double arrow. Okay, I'm the see all guy. I want all the nerdy stuff. So with the image selected, if I click on this, it gives me lots and lots of stuff. You can kind of scroll in here. You can see there's my border, my transparency. It's just in a bigger box. Do I like it that way? I prefer it in this bigger way. It is up to you. It'll default back. Watch this. Click off, click back on, and it goes back to this small version. Okay, I'm forever popping that out. And what you'll find is, look, I can go to adjust, and we'll go through adjusting images a little bit later on. Okay, but I can go to Magic Studio, filters. Oh, look, kind of Instagram style filters. We won't go through them all here, but I guess I just want to introduce this here where you can click on something, it can be anything. You get the basics along the top and you can go into the full mode over here, and then I can close it down with that cross. So what I want to do is actually, before we go, is tidy it up. I want to get rid of the border weight down to 0. Okay, I want to adjust the rotation, and you're like, you can pretty much drag it around, okay, and get it back to 0. Okay, but let's say that it's tricky. You can go to the little flyout menu here to see all, scroll down to the bottom, there's position, and you'll see the nerdy way of doing it. Look, advanced. Rotation is advanced, but I can set it to 0. Lots of the time, everything you need along the top there. For anything a bit more detailed, click on the see all. Goes away if you have nothing selected. All right, one last thing I want to do is I'm going to kind of grab it up here. I'm going to drag this side, the bottom right hand corner, that'll scale it. Okay, and I'm going to drag it to the edge. Don't worry if yours doesn't fit right, we'll crop it all in the next video. But have something like this, and I want to add some text down the bottom here. Okay, we'll do text properly later on as well, but for the moment, you can see text is here. Click on it. I'm going to click add text box. All I'm going to do is double click on it, and I'm going to type in, you can do this with me, reopening. Just want a big bit of text. Reopening. Let's move it by grabbing this little crosshairs down the bottom here. It's white on a white background, which isn't good. I am going to, can you see at the top here? When we had the image selected, we had imagey stuff. When I have the text selected, wherever that is, okay, it is texty stuff. Okay, and I'm gonna click on this A here. You can hover above them, they'll tell you what they do. Okay, let's go to text color and pick anything from your solid colors. I don't mind what color it is right now. We'll do colors properly later on as well, how to pick really good ones for a brand. For the moment, pick something that you can see against the background. I'm gonna make mine bold. I'm gonna make it bigger. You can use the little plus here to make text bigger. It's loads easier just to grab the side like we did the image, the bottom right hand corner, and just drag it up. Okay, and go reopening. Again, we'll cover text properly. I just want to get something on the page. All right, one last thing that I forgot to mention after I finished the video, I'm back. If you've got an image already on the page, we looked at how to check the licensing of something in the Elements panel. Something that's already on the page, just right click it and go down to info. And you're looking for this eyeball, oh sorry, the eye. Okay, click on that and it's going to tell me I get to use it commercially and I get to use it for my social media. You will find everything in Canva comes with that kind of default level. Okay, it's only when you get into some stranger use cases where you might have to dive in and check a little bit more about the licensing. Okay, but generally everything you find in Canva you can use for your job, for your school, for your personal projects, for your business. But again, I'm not a lawyer. Actually, not again, I didn't say it, but I'm not a lawyer. Double check the fine print, have it checked by a lawyer if you think you need to. But normally everything you find in Canva, or at least find the Elements panel, will be something that you get to use. All right, that's it. I will see you in the next video.